What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. I got a few minutes to kill before I got to go back in here and take care of some business. But let me give you guys a little bit of an update, considering that it is a possibility that I might not be live streaming this morning, simply because the business that I got to take care of is taking a little bit longer than anticipated. So I did, as you guys asked me to, reached out to the good doctor, Dr. Umar Johnson, for him to be able to jump on a interview, a live in-person interview. I'm not really doing any kind of live streaming interviews anymore. It's got to be live in-person interviews, right? So I reached out to the good doctor and I did get a response. Initially, the response was that he was down for the cause, but then he thought about it and he rewatched some of the videos and some of the talks that I did about him, and he decided otherwise. Now, I'm going to give you my thoughts on that in a second. But in the meantime, I need you guys to do a couple things for me, a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, and then turn on your notifications. Also, on top of that, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I just dropped a video today, including an update on the Miami New Year's Eve rooftop party. I give you all of the details, the cost, everything like that. So if you are a bag chaser, it's important for you to be able to tap into that so you can make an informed decision as to whether or not that's what you're going to do, right? But let me give y'all an update. I want to jump into the video and give y'all an update on what's going on. So one thing about me is that I never change my energy. It's important for me to stay the same. I don't move, I don't shake, I don't take down videos based off of whether or not somebody is going to get the wrong impression. As a matter of fact, I purposely leave up all of the videos, especially to anybody that may be interested in doing an interview with me here in Detroit, just so that they can know exactly what they're getting into. It ain't no, hide and seek, bamboozle, ain't none of that. It's just straight up what it is. And so I left everything up, and I wanted him to see it because if he was going to come into this, I wanted him to come into it informed on not only what my interview style is, but also on the idea that I am objective and that I've given Dr. Umar some credit, but then at the same time, there's a lot of things that I don't agree with, and that's fair. I think that that's fair, right? Because, again, I try to be as objective as possible, but when you're the person that's on the other end of somebody talking, maybe a little bit negative in some people's minds, but in reality is just dealing with the specific subject, I think it could be a little bit bothersome, right? But reached out, and at first he was like, I don't know. Then he was like, yeah, bet, right? Let's do it, whatever. Just book me a flight and I'll make sure that I'm there. And then he sent me a follow-up, I think like a day or two later. And he was like, I don't want to do it. And so, of course, I said, why? And then he said, my people was checking out the videos also, and then they came to the conclusion that it wasn't, they basically, in so many words, they convinced him that it wouldn't be a good look for him to be able to come on a platform, considering, my stance and my thoughts, and he thought it would be, a negative look for him based off of the fact that I've said some things, like, for example, I've live streamed when he did the struggle wedding with the two wives, and I don't know if it was a stunt or not, but it was definitely public. And then his stance on the lashes and stuff like that a lot of other black leaders and stuff is supposed to get as a result. I spoke about a lot of that. I'm very candid, and I disagree with him about a lot of different things, especially the Deion Sanders thing, right? But, there are people that I disagree with on a regular basis that decide that, just because you disagree with my stance or my lifestyle doesn't necessarily mean that you dislike me. It just means that you got a completely different perspective. True enough, right? Let me say this, right? And that was the context behind him accepting, declining. So, it is what it is. It's water under the bridge. First and foremost, I expected for him to decline the interview. First person that's ever declined the interview. Secondly, I'm not tripping about it. I think that it was, well within his right. Just because I reach out to him does not mean that he has to accept it. And so, it's all business. If he decides that he don't want to do it, who am I to say that he should or he shouldn't? I got my thoughts about it, but it's his choice. I've turned down jumping on people's platforms too. And so it would be hypocritical of me to criticize him and that he wouldn't want to jump on a platform based off of whatever the reason is. It doesn't matter what the reason is as to why he doesn't want to jump on a platform. It's his right. So I'm not tripping. I wish him the best. If he jumps out and he posts some videos about whatever the popular topic is about that time, and he's right, I'll give him the credit. And if he's wrong, I'll say, you're wrong, just like I do today. And it's entertainment, right? And so I'm going to make my shows entertaining. I'm going to give my authentic thoughts, and I think that it's important for us to be able to continue to be that way. But as content creators, make sure you guys don't get in your feelings when people decide that they don't want to rock with you or they don't want to do your platform or for whatever reason. And he didn't even have to give a reason as to why he didn't want to do it. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? We can't get bent out of shape, and it is what it is. So I'm objective, right? I understand the business aspect of it. I understand the personal aspect of it. I think it would have been a phenomenal interview, but then at the same time, I also expected for it not to be popping off anyway. So that's just to give you guys a little bit of an update on the whole Dr. Umar Johnson thing. We move on. Bigger fish to fry, better interviews to be able to get. And, you wish him well and you wish him luck. It's not personal. I don't have any personal feelings about it one way or another. And I'm sure that he'll go over and do just fine. He is a good speaker, and his ability to be able to be entertaining is one of the reasons why he's even on the radar in the first place. So, best of luck to him. Good luck to him. I'm not going to reach out to him a second time or anything like that in the future. I don't anticipate it. You can never say never, but I don't anticipate ever reaching out to him because there's too many people in this world that's interesting that is scheduled already, do want to do an interview, and that I think would be also, great for the platform also. So let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think it would have been a great interview? Do you think that, just let me know your thoughts. I'm not going to put anything in your head as to what it is that you need to talk about specifically, but I thought that it would have been a great interview. But at the same time, I'm not disappointed that I'm not going to have it. There's plenty of people I'm sure that if I'd have reached out to, they would have been like, nah, they don't want that level of visibility. Because some people only want to be agreed with in a lot of ways, right? Some people, they're not necessarily looking to be challenged in a way that I may or may not challenge them. And I don't even think my interview style is that, right? I think my interview style is just to organically let it go however it's going to go. But yeah, I want to know what y'all thoughts are. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. And then again, make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat to get that Patreon exclusive video, and we're going to get it popping. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Oh, make sure you tap into the latest Charleston White interview we just dropped. We just dropped that on the Patreon. It's absolutely dope. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.